Well, we ended up with a red day and a pretty nasty red week. Hey, fellow traders, it's Black Coffee Trader. Today is Friday, September the 26th. Doing my daily recap and kind of going over the week here. But yeah, had a rough day today. 7 trades, which is more than I typically take, but just no real big winners, no real big losers, just death by 1,000 cuts kind of thing. Not the ideal market conditions for my strategy. And yeah, I was trying to get back to green at one point today. About midday, I was down probably about 400 per account, and then found a couple trades later on in the day. I was not really looking, but just had the charts open, doing other things, and then seeing setups and diving in, and ended up giving back more. So not good. So we're down $1,600 for today. Let's just jump into TradeZella. I think we'll go there first and kind of look at stats, and then we'll look at some of the trades from today. So today, down 1,600, only 30% win rate, 0.7 on the average win to loss, $17 winner, $24 loser. So again, I was not risking very much, but also was getting nowhere. On the week, we're down 3,800. So, I mean, really the last 4 days were pretty much, it's up about 1,000 over 4 days, but then Monday we had that big red day, and that was really the problem. We need to eliminate that from happening, and we don't have this kind of a week. So, in fact, I want to just look at the weekly numbers this week. So down 38, 34% win rate. Win rate is down from where it typically is or where it should be. 1.4 on the average win to loss, average winner 50, average loser 34, 35. So I think the thing this week, like on Monday, I had took quite a few trades and had, just death by 1,000 cuts type of a day. And it kind of occurred today as well. I think on Wednesday I had kind of the same thing going on. So I think the lesson is I just need to maybe do some just recap this week over some of the trades I took this week, or recap this weekend on some of my trades this week, and just kind of see, because obviously I think I'm taking some positions that I probably shouldn't be taking, or not managing the trades the way I should be. And I'm just speaking my mind here. I haven't looked at it, so I need to dive into that, because I need to avoid this type of a thing from happening. Now, on the flip side, I'm glad that I didn't risk a lot of capital per trade this week, because it would have ended up with a pretty nasty week. And the way it is, we still have, especially everything except for these 4 Tradeify accounts are in very good shape from a drawn-out perspective. All the rest of these accounts are really in a good position. So, and again, that comes from keeping my risk low and protecting that capital. So I think that's, hopefully I'll be able to spend some time to look at some of those things, and then maybe next week we dial things up a little bit and try to do a little better. So we just simply accept the red a couple of weeks here and know that that's going to happen from time to time, and we'll just move on. I'm kind of curious, since I've started this winning the week theory, that was August the 18th through today, which is 6 weeks. Kind of curious to see what the numbers are. We're actually profitable by a little tiny bit. 38% win rate, 1.65 average winner, average win 62, average loss 37. Yeah, it needs some work. It definitely needs some work. I mean, that's break even, but I mean, I'm actually a little bit surprised that I'm green, because this week was a pretty nasty red week. The first week we did this, I was up, break even, 128. The second week I was down $6. The third week that I did that, and then I was on here, let's see. We're up. I gotta go back to, there was a holiday. No wonder I have a 4-day week there. We made $3,500. We made $1,700, and then we lost 1,000. So up to this point, we were nice and profitable, and then this week we gave back about 4,000. So again, it just looking at the big picture, we just need to work on a few things. So anyway, enough of that. Let's look at this week as far as the trades themselves. So Where we ended up on the week is basically down about 250 on the Tradeify accounts, about 190 on the Apex accounts, and down 125 on the Take Profit account. So again, that can be, we can get that back, but that's really where the week ended. Not bad. I mean, really, considering on Monday I was down, 275 to 250 to 275. So we got some of it back, and yeah. So that's that. Now let's dive into some of the trades from today. First one was here on the Dow Jones. I didn't take the first this break and retest of the prior day high. I saw it and just hesitated, and that's one of the things that I do realize this week. I have hesitated maybe a little bit more than I typically do, and that's a result of trading maybe scared. And so that's something I need to work on. You can't trade when you're trading scared, or when you're afraid to lose or afraid to take a trade because you're, I don't know, like the setup was here. When this pushed out, I should have went long right there. I should have just went long. I would have got out of here with a winning trade, and as is, I held on. I finally entered up here when we crossed the, I think this might have been the Wednesday high. Or Thursday, no, Thursday high was yesterday. Wednesday low of day, I should say. But anyway, I entered here. I added to the position somewhere up here, and then I realized that we had news coming out, and the news pushed me up. I was not quite at my first profit target. My first target was, I want to say, around the 687s, which would have been somewhere up in here. But we just didn't quite get there. I could have just killed this position and got out of here with probably 50 or so in profit, and I just then let it go and basically got out break even on the reversal. So I mean, really, I was incorrect on the thesis. So what I'm really trying to do, I don't typically like to get out with a small little win. I'm looking for something like, for example, had I taken this, which was not the ideal setup, but I looked at it, but you're getting in above a key level or an area, and I'm looking for a move where I can take multiple profit targets. That's what I'm trying to get to. So I'm not really interested in
order canceled.
Just a short little move. Sometimes it would be beneficial. A day like today, maybe it was, but really, this was just an incorrect trade, and I got out break even. So then I took let's see. I think I took some ES trades. Yeah, we had this reversal, and I was thinking that this area might hold, and it looked like it did. It was going to. We had a little bit of support, a little bit of consolidation here, and I took the long on this push out of this area, and it just failed. So that was a loss, and then I decided to short it. Took the short, added to this position. I took one off here, added to this position down here, and then that got stopped out. So I really ended up, I wanted to stop out break even. I stopped out for a small little win there. I think it was like $15. So not crazy, but again, this was a failed move. There was a lot of, I was wrong on the plays. Took another short when we started to push down here, looking for this to continue. That one there, I think I also added to that position. I must have, because my exit entry is here, exit is here on a short, and it's a small loss. So I must have added to that position and got out break even. And then here I did have a winning trade. We had this push higher, and this one was the one that I probably made the biggest mistake on. We just started to stagnate here, and at this exact point in time on the NASDAQ, we were up against this prior day high. And that divergence sometimes causes a problem. NASDAQ trading below the prior day high, and then you have ES trading above the prior day high, and it causes a bit of a problem. So here's the NASDAQ prior day high, here's the ES prior day high, and we're sitting in the middle. So anyway, I get long, put my stop here, and this thing just starts to stall around the NASDAQ high, the prior day high. So I decided I'm just going to move my stop to a 1R and just get out with some profit, if nothing else. Big mistake. I get stopped out, and I mean really stopped out to the tick, and it just continues to bleed higher. And I could have gotten out of there with enough on this trade to be green on the day, which was really what I wanted and what I should have done. I should not have done this. I shouldn't. And this is another one of these phenomenons. It's just kind of trading not to lose instead of trading to win, if that makes sense. So that was a mistake. And then, I mean, at that point, I was pretty much, I just said, I'm good. And I was down around $400, $500 on the day, I think. And then I went and decided to take this long after we broke this prior day high on the NASDAQ. I took this little break and retest long. This was pushing out green candle. Go long, it fails. I get stopped out, and we do this stupid little chop, and then we grind higher. So it's kind of a frustrating loss, but that ended up losing about 30 bucks on that trade. And then at the end of the day, we just made matters even worse. Looking at this, and I realized, man, we're going to go back and retest this Thursday low of day. And if you look at the big picture, I was thinking, man, that really might hold. Here we have previous support turned to resistance, and we were potentially flipping that for a move back higher. Now, it was Friday, it was end of day, but that's a great setup. And you know, the mistake here again, I guess, is just stop too tight. I get wicked out at the the last 10 minutes of the day, where you have all the the big money selling out their positions or covering shorts, et cetera, at the end of the day, and you have a lot of volatility. And I literally get stopped out here. Here's my entry, and we push back higher. Now, granted, I wouldn't have gotten much out of there, but could have got out break even. But really, just wasn't a good trade. End of the day, so I don't know. I just feel like it was a death by 1,000 cuts kind of day. I think that's the best way to put it. But anyway, that kind of feels like the way the week has gone. We did have that one really nice day yesterday. Had a really bad day on Monday. Other than that, the days have been kind of ho hum. So we'll recap, regroup, and we'll be back at it on Monday, and hopefully we can have a better day next week. So last but not least, just remember the Apex sale going on until next week, that 80% off and $85 lifetime PA fees. Also, just Take Profit still has a sale going on. And again, just thank you for using code BCT. Supports the channel. BCT gets you the best deal with Apex, Take Profit, Trader, QuantGuard, TradeZella. So anyway, appreciate you guys. Thanks for supporting me, and just thanks for following along. Whether you use my code or not, thanks for just following along, supporting the channel. Hopefully you guys had a good week and a better week than I did. Let me know how you did, if you don't mind to share, and we'll be back at it next week. So again, take care. We'll catch up with you on the next one. So long.